You want to know the real reason Jon Gruden actually resigned from the NFL? Stay tuned, and I'm going to tell you in this video. Hey there, I'm Rebecca Zung. I am an attorney. I am a narcissist negotiation expert. And on this channel and in these videos, I tell you how to shift the power dynamic with the most toxic personality on the planet. And if that sounds good to you, if that sounds like something that you want to be able to do, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. Then you will get notified every time I upload brand new content. Okay, so let's talk about Jon Gruden. This whole thing has totally rocked the world of the NFL and really the entire sports world this past week. And I have been watching it very closely too, because how the NFL and the Raiders handled it was a perfect and beautiful example of exactly what I teach on how to put pressure on narcissists and how to get them to do exactly what you want them to do, and in a way that doesn't have anybody feeling bad, doesn't have anybody angry, that everybody leaves in a way that creates a peaceful resolution and everybody walks away. And hey, is Jon Gruden happy right now? No, not necessarily. But everybody got what they needed. It ended in a way that it needed to. So let's talk about this, because for those of you who think, I can never win, I can never get the narcissist to do what I want them to do, I want you to see how the NFL and the Raiders handled this, because it is a perfect example of exactly what I teach when I tell you how to use my SLAY methodology to negotiate with narcissists, how to put that pressure, how to get a narcissist to feel like they want to be motivated and incentivized and squeezed into doing what you want them to do. And then they ultimately have to do what you want them to do. And this is a perfect example of that. And I'm going to tell you how it happened. So this is the real reason Jon Gruden actually ended up resigning. Okay, so let me give you a little bit of background. So there was this investigation into the Redskins that started a few years ago because there was a toxic work environment. So lawsuits were filed. As a result, 650,000 documents were produced. So lawsuits, when they're filed, become basically public domain. You know, people can go to courthouses and they can look at documents and they can, board people. They do that sometimes. So this information is there, okay? So somehow the information is, leaked to the NFL. The NFL gets hold of a lot of these documents, okay? Part of what's in these documents are emails that went back and forth 10 years ago or something like that between Bruce Allen and Jon Gruden. Now, by the way, I just have to say as an aside, the whole thing kind of breaks my heart about the Washington Redskins, because I'm a lifelong Redskins fan. I did grow up as a Redskins fan. I'm from the Washington area. I grew up in McLean, Virginia, and I went to Redskins games. So, the whole thing does sort of break my heart, but that's totally an aside. Anyway, going back to this situation, there were these emails that were racist, misogynistic, and homophobic. 3 strikes that are really bad, especially today, okay? So Jon Gruden said these things. They're in black and white, they're in print. He can't go around saying, oh, he took them out of context or whatever. He can't reframe them in some way. So what does the NFL do? They leak one little set. They know there's nothing they can do about this. And the NFL does not want to be seen as protecting or fostering any kind of a culture that is having racist, misogynistic, or homophobic. I mean, especially after the fallout from Penn State with the child molesting and the Hollywood stuff with the Me Too scandal, all these things that have been happening over the course of the last several years, they just can't have that. So they go to, I'm sure they go to Mark Davis, the owner of the Raiders, and they go, hey, listen, this thing is happening. They don't have any real reason right now to fire Jon Gruden. It's not like he's doing anything now that's bad, but they kind of like don't really want him in there right now because of this situation. So they need to figure out a way to get him to go. So what do? They use my slay methodology. That's what they do. They take one little set of emails. So I'm telling you, this is how it works. Every narcissist, there's a hierarchy of narcissistic supply. Remember, supply is anything that feeds a narcissist's ego. So supply can be the good things, which is how they look to the world, prestige, money, compliments, adulation, prestigious jobs, like, for example, being a head coach of an NFL football team, or they can be control, devaluing people, all that sort of thing too. But there's the hierarchy, right? Hierarchy. Diamond level supply is how you look to the world. Diamond level. They will protect that more than anything. So when you are creating your leverage, when you're looking at your strategy, leverage, anticipating, focusing on you, when you're creating your strategy, when you're creating your leverage, you look at that hierarchy. And that diamond level supply is always going to be the thing that they protect more than anything. So the NFL knew that. They knew that he was going to look at his reputation and protect that more than anything. So what do? They only release a few of the emails, not all of them. See, look at the strategy, look at the leverage, because if they release them all, there goes all the leverage. It's done. Strategy, leverage. Okay. So what does he do? The first thing he does is he apologizes. Okay. He comes out, he apologizes. I mean, how many times have we seen these public people come out with these hollow apologies? Like, I'm not saying that he's a narcissist. I don't know, but I'm not saying he's not. Okay. And I'm not saying his apology wasn't sincere. Who knows? By the way, I do have a whole video on do narcissists apologize? And if so, do they mean it? Which you can certainly check out if you'd like. But anyway, he apologizes. Is that good enough for the NFL at that point? Well, obviously not, because what do? They release a second set of emails at that point, a little sprinkling of more pressure, strategy, leverage. And then what do? They're anticipating what he's going to do next. What are they doing? They're focusing on their case, your case, your position. Are they defending themselves? No. They're slaying their negotiation. This is exactly what I teach. I'm so excited about this. Okay. So what happens next? Now there's a behind closed door meeting with Jon Gruden and Mark Davis, the owner of the Raiders. And then suddenly Jon Gruden decides to resign. And why does he decide to resign? Because he's protecting his diamond level of supply, which is his reputation. Because what would have happened had he not resigned? Either more emails, probably, which would have been way worse, really, really damaging to his diamond level of supply, or he would have been fired. Again, more damage to his diamond level supply. They will always go to protect and defend their diamond level supply. So that is always going to be the key. Remember, when you're strategizing and you're creating your leverage, what is going to be a way that you can create leverage so that they will protect their diamond level supply, so that you can threaten a source of supply that's going to be more important for them to protect and defend and maintain, so that they will let go of the supply that they get from jerking you around or intimidating you, or in some other form of supply. That is always how you slay your negotiations. And that is what happened there. So he had to let go of this other form of supply that he was getting, which was being the head coach of the Raiders. And so he resigned. And so they slayed the negotiation. It was a perfect, beautiful example of exactly what I teach. And they did it in a way that allowed them to maintain their respect. It allowed him to maintain and defend and protect whatever was left of his reputation that he could protect. And both sides walked away relatively unscathed, right? So that's exactly what I teach. And if you are so ready to slay your own negotiation, give me a slay in the comments right now. And if you are so ready to win your own negotiation, go ahead to winmynegotiation.com right now and grab your free ebook. It's my free Crush My Negotiation prep worksheet. 15 pages. Thousands of people have won their entire negotiations just on that. It is totally free. Go grab it, winmynegotiation.com. Come join my free private Facebook group, Narcissist Negotiators with Rebecca Zung. And make sure you subscribe to this channel, hit that notification bell. And if you like this video, give it a like, share it, so that other people can see the breakdown of this analysis and see how to slay your negotiation. I'm so glad that you stopped by here, and make sure that you know that today is a great day to start negotiating your best life. I am Rebecca Zung, and I will definitely see you in my next video.